All right, guys, what is going on? Like always, let's go ahead and make sure that you guys can hear me clearly by pressing 1 if you can. I think we started like a minute early, which is fine. If you guys can press 1, let me know you can hear me. All right, awesome. One Hot Nama, thank you for joining. Thank all of you guys for being here. Let's go down the list real quick. Just me, Oni, Stephanie, Myra, D Sunshine, Frankendoll, Rapping Little T, Tanya, and all of you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Canton, Maria, Wild Horses. Thank you guys for all joining. I appreciate you guys. I was trying to see if this guy wanted to join. I just got off the phone talking to a gentleman out of Iowa by the name of Joe. And Joe happens to do a podcast on Facebook, and he wants to get more involved with spreading the word for our missing boys out of California City. We'll get into all the updates and everything right now. Just give me a second, Emma. We're barely starting. Heather, thank you for being here. Let me, I'm going to share the link. Joe, if you are here watching, I'm going to share the link. All you have to do is click on the link and join. If he joins, then I'm going to let him explain to you guys exactly what he has in mind. And there is the link. You know what? Let me send this guy a text real quick. I'm feeling a little bit better, guys. That's really rare of me to even go to a hospital. I try to stay far away from hospitals. And yeah, something wasn't right. So I ended up taking that ride in the back of that ambulance to the hospital. Bruce, what's going on, brother? Let me see here real quick. You guys give me a quick second. And yeah, if you can, please hit that thumbs up if you can. Who is that? That doesn't look like Joe. Right now, we are just having Joe join. Anybody else that wants to join the stream, I will give you that chance to join, but it's not going to be until a little bit later, if that's okay with whoever just tried to pop up in the rear of the chat. Robin, hey, thank you for that super chat. Canton, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me send this guy a quick message. Hey, can you do me a favor as well? One Hot Nama, if you guys can, put your link to the stuff that you have for sale, One Hot Nama, the Cincy stuff, and that way we can share the link here on this live feed. And let me send this guy a text really quick. I'm doing it right now. Matter of fact, maybe I should just call him real quick. Let me try to call him. Let me see. I'm trying to call him now, guys. What happened, Heather?
Joe Charter.
Okay, yeah, he's not answering. I know he was getting ready to do a live feed podcast as well. If you guys want to check him out, make sure you let him know that I sent you over. He's on Facebook under. Let me go look real quick. What was that name again? Okay, so if you guys go on Facebook and go to Joseph, Joseph, last name is Workus, I believe, Wirkus. The group is Woodwind Media. He covers different news stories and stuff like that. He's a podcaster, and he has a really good idea of something that he wants to try to do when it comes down to finding the boys. Let me see what did Heather say? Chronic heart failure. You guys make sure we keep Heather lifted in prayer. Man, I'm sorry, Heather. So so Joe is on Facebook. So if you guys have a Facebook, you might want to go check him out. I know he's going to be doing a podcast around 8:30, I think he said, Central Time. So the video that you guys are looking at here on the middle of the screen, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys were able to check this video out yet, but it was a video that was done by Crenshaw. There's a part 1 and there's a part 2. Remember, I told you guys about a rabbit hole, and a lot of people, they don't believe that certain things happen in this world, and it does. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens, and a lot. So, Robert, we're just getting started on this podcast. If you want, you can sit back, chill, relax, take an anxiety pill, relax. Then we will get on with everything that we're doing. Right now, we're barely opening up. Understand? Comprende? All right, so let's check out this video real quick that's done by Crenshaw, and then we're going to go into a few other things. If you guys don't mind, let me know if you can hear this video.
It's going to be in a couple parts because I really want to do it justice. I'm just going through a lot. I don't even have my laptop with me. It's currently in storage, so this is going to be a video off of my phone.
Can you guys hear that video from Crenshaw? I think a lot of people need to check this video out. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Who's all in here? Betty. Hello, Betty. Irish Eyes. Tanya. Miss Gail. Hey, Miss Gail. I talked to Joe today, Miss Gail, and he brought you up as well. So thank you for connecting us together. And you guys all know that we are coming up to almost a year for the boys. Now, there's certain things that we just can't put out there anymore. But there are a couple things that's going on right now. We just can't put it out there online. Boys are still gone, guys. They're gone. And I know a lot of people out there are still trying to locate the boys by spreading the word and just sharing as much as we can. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, guys. There's a lot of children, not just the boys. There's a lot of children that are not getting no type of coverage at all. At all. I just pinned your comment. We're the boys, classic and sincere. So you guys just continue to, pray for the boys and continue to share out whoever's video it is. Share it out as long as they're talking about the boys and trying to bring the boys' attention. But man, the stuff that I have come across, guys, the people I've talked to, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's go ahead and just play some of this video from Crenshaw. We're not going to play the whole part 1. You guys can go to her channel and check out the rest of it. Then we'll go to part 2. But yeah, she brings up some stuff here. Check it out.
Like way back in the day when I first started making videos, and that's okay too. But I just want to share this information because it's really disturbing. And let me start off with a disclaimer, because unlike a lot of my videos, I'm about to be discussing a theory, and it's a topic I usually avoid. But as I've said, I feel compelled to talk about this.
I believe so.
I've noticed way too many coincidences surrounding these paranormal beliefs, and every time I take a deep dive into the darkest cases involving children, I see the same things coming up
Exactly,
lately.
Kimberly.
So I'm going to be bringing up a few philosophies and practices. This is probably going to be a 3-part, series. And I want people to understand that I'm fully aware that not everyone who believes in some of the philosophies I'm going to mention are evil people. So please, I don't need 100 comments saying that Gaia worship and ascension aren't evil. And even if you are one of the people who practice Wicca and you're into alien ascension and you worship the moon, I just hope that you maintain a strong and sound mind, because we can't ignore the fact that some of the most evil cases, particularly involving children, appear to have at least one person who follows these beliefs. So this is a rabbit hole like you wouldn't believe. And
guys, really pay attention to this, because this stuff is true. This stuff happens. And, I've read some comments before in the past where people want to dismiss this type of stuff. I mean, I don't blame you. Sometimes it's so deep into a rabbit hole where a person's brain just doesn't want to accept it. There is some very evil stuff that goes on, guys, out here in this world. And the more I do this and the more deeper I look, the more and more people that I'm meeting, like prior law enforcement, homicide detectives that are retired, and these guys don't even know each other, and they're all saying the same stuff. Probation, retired probation workers, retired DCFS workers, and stuff like that. And every time they tell me this craziness, I'll ask them, did you report it when you were working? Did you report this at all? And pretty much almost everyone, except for a couple of them, told me, tried. I did. But they shut it down. You would not believe the type of stuff that goes on. And there's a lot of people in law enforcement that's involved. And I'm like, what? It sounds crazy, but guys, it happens.
I'm just going to start with a case that is near and dear to my heart, because as of right now, we have 2 missing boys still. And I'm going to talk about Trezelly West. Unfortunately, Trezelly and Jacqueline, they really tried to scrub the internet of social media, of their social media presence. And by the time they reported Sincere and Classic or Ord and Orson missing, they had, basically disappeared from
LG,
any online searches that you could do. But through my excessive screenshot taking and research, the metadata and the help from things like the Wayback Machine. Oh, I want to say a thank you to Angelina for helping me in times when I didn't have my laptop to use the Wayback Machine to research what he was really doing online and on Twitter. So I've been able to obtain certain posts, and I've been studying them for a while. The reason why I have this one up on the screen, this picture, is because this is where I left.
Look, guys, we're going to have to everyone who's invested into the case with the boys, everyone who loves the boys, we're going to have to all do some digging. A lot of digging, guys. If we want to find out exactly what happened to our boys, we need to do a lot of digging.
Left off on that short video I just posted the other day. And I had only went over the first sentence, and he wrote 2. So we're going to focus on now. I'm also probably going to be butchering a lot of these names, so bear with me. This is not my field of expertise, these types of weird alien ascension type beliefs that he's into. So forgive me for mispronouncing these names. But it's
that Anunnaki, and you guys see the other word, Elohim, right? Am I saying that last one right? Elohim? Most of you guys should know the name Elohim, right? I'm going to be reading through the chat right now to see what you guys are saying. So, okay. All right. Deborah says yes. Yeah, I know. Desiree, I know that. Yeah, and it's getting, there's a lot. We'll go over that as well. There is a lot of stuff going on out here, guys. With the big C, you guys should know what the big C is, right? And there's a lot of people that are actually vanishing because of that. So let's go ahead and get back to this.
It says Enki and Enlil are the sons of Anu. So I looked up what,
Correct.
what's Anu? Who is Anu? Like what is this about? And again, this is why this is also concerning. It says Anu, which is a Sumerian, and is a Mesopotamian sky god and a member of the triad of deities completed by Enlil and Enki. Basically, now we know we're talking about the right things. That's literally what Trezelly wrote in that post. And it says, like most sky gods, Anu, although theoretically the highest sky god, played only a small role in the mythology, hymns, and cults of Mesopotamia. He was a father not only of all the gods, but also of evil spirits and demons, most prominently the demoness Lamashtu, who preyed on infants. Now, isn't it weird? Out of all the things in the world that Trezelly could be writing about, he's focused on telling people about a father who's a god of evil spirits and preys on infants. It's disturbing, to say the least. Very, very disturbing. And this is just the beginning.
All right, so for all Christians out there and all people who have read the Bible, Elohim is the living God. That is one name that they call God. Capital G O D, Elohim, right? So let's just keep on going into the stuff that Crenshaw is finding, and we'll start going through everything right now. Give me a second.
We get into this because I mentioned the Wayback Machine a couple times, and for those of you who know how to use it, I always said that it's a great resource. Now, I'm quite frustrated right now. I'm unable to really look things up the way I would like to, because it does work better on a computer for sure. But you can actually, still use it on a phone with the right format and iPad with the, if you have it formatted correctly. But I believe also that I was blocked, because I'll show you. I'll go to the Twitter now and I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. But basically, there was a lot of posts that you could pull up with his Twitter handle using the Wayback Machine. And that's because when I originally looked it up and other people, it looked like this. His Twitter used to look like this. So what he had did was, it was just super private. And I believe that he had just deleted a bunch of basic.
I guess we're going to find out right now what that is. I've never heard of it, a Wayback Machine. But obviously, if Crenshaw is digging into this and looking into it, she ain't gonna post something that doesn't, make sense or something that didn't catch her eye. So that's why we're gonna look over it, take a look at it, and see what we come up with.
Basically, tweets and made his page private. Well, if you go on there today, if you go onto Twitter and you try to see what his account looks like, it's not even going to look like this. This is what it looked like after. This is after he, I believe, like deactivated it. So there was no more information. You couldn't see followers, who he was. You couldn't even see even like anything. It didn't say. So it was. So he slowly but surely just removed himself completely from Twitter. So let's go to Twitter. And as you can see, I put his Twitter handle right there. The at hate and indifference basically is what it's, I guess it's supposed to say. Nothing comes up for videos. One post that it's really a thread that, he was going back and forth talking to this guy. We'll get into him in a minute. One thing comes up in photos. People, it says the term you entered did not bring up any results. So it's harder to even find him now. But if you put his handle in there, you will be able to see at least certain things. If you go to latest, it's just going to put them in order. Top might, miss some of the things that are on there. So you just want to make sure that, you're searching for it correctly. And like I said, unfortunately, we can't see what he tweeted because
I don't.
It says the tweet was
know what
tweeted
it
about
is.
tweet author. When it says that and you're looking up his handle, that's because she was communicating with him. So there's still basically, a footprint, if you will, of metadata, and that's how it still comes up. But they're very bizarre, weird, alien type things, Sumerian text, all kinds of, more of the same of what I was just showing you. And it's just, it's disturbing because this man was given 2 children that are now missing. And everything that he did tweet about, if and when he did tweet, was pretty satanic, cult-like, alien, god. Basically, he believes that he's some type of alien god. It's very bizarre. It's very concerning. And anyway, so with his account deleted, unless you could use a Wayback Machine, and even then you're only going to be able to, it's not going to pull up everything. So we're very limited into what we can prove, but what we can prove is, believe me, incriminating enough. So what we could see from this, for example, this is a conversation he's having with this guy about, thank you for coming to Earth to contribute to the fall of the cabal.
Can you guys see? You guys can see the actual screen, right? Let me take this off real quick. Hello. You guys can see, right, what Trezelly is writing to this other guy, right?
I'm telling you, I've wasted so much time trying to just figure out what the hell this man was talking about, and it just made me sick to my stomach the more I looked into it, because he's a straight.
That's what we'll do. We're gonna go to part 2 real quick, and then we're gonna do a breakdown. If you guys want, it'll probably be a lot easier for you just to go to her channel after the live or whenever you guys can, and just check out this video. It's called Part 1, Trezelly West. And that way you can see exactly what they are talking about. It's between him and somebody else. Now, here is part 2. Let me pull it up real quick.
All right, YouTube family, we're going to get into part 2.
And once again, you're probably not going to be able to see the writing on this one either, but let's see.
If you haven't seen the first part of this, out, it was her husband, and the 4 children. It's a horrific story, and what happened to her children, Brothwell. If you aren't familiar,
guys. Hold on.
Mainly him and the direct connection and similarities to Natalie Brothwell. If you aren't familiar with who that is, I've made videos about her, and actually just a couple of videos ago, I would check that out as well. It describes how I feel. I've always been very open about how I felt about her and what happened to her children. Her children last year were actually in December 2020, they were found decapitated. 2 of her 4 children decapitated in the home. So it was her husband, and the 4 children. It's a horrific story, and I was getting chills every time I looked more into her because I saw similarities in Trezelly, and I'm going to point them out to you guys, and it's a lot, but I'm going to try to do my best to describe what this religion is and what these people believe in, because I honestly believe it has a direct connection to the fact that these children are either
I will
brutally killed,
or
in the case of,
so after this live feed, I will throw up her link to her channel, unless one of the moderators could grab Crenshaw's channel. We're just gonna, this is part 2 now. Like I said, just go back and watch part 1 and the rest of part 2. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but basically Trezelly is into demonic worship, and that's what it comes down to. And it's just there's a lot. We'll get into all of this stuff as soon as we're done with this one.
Trezelly, 2 of them have been reported missing, and I feel like everything that is happening with all of these children, this is just 2 cases. Like I said, this is going to be more than just a 2-part series, but we're going to get into Trezelly, and I have this up again only because of the Elohim word right there. I just wanted to point out the similarities. I didn't realize at first, that the, Akashic, in that word in general, like the Akashic, it goes along with Arcturian. And I knew, now this is a post of Natalie's. Her posts are very, very similar to Trezelly's. So from the blind eye, it may seem innocent or might just seem like they're weird. But then when you really look up what they're talking about, there's cause for concern. This woman right here is somebody who Natalie would like her comments or vice versa. And she would share on her page. She got rid of the one that her Facebook titled Natalie Brothwell. That one's completely deleted. But because she made that one right after her husband was arrested instead of her originally last year.
Possible, did he?
But her original one still exists. There's not a lot on it, but there's enough for you to get an idea of what she believes in. And this lady creeps me out. She basically believes in a lot of, she gets really deep into the alien, ascension. And let me just read the beginning part of this. She says, since the crystal skull activation that I received 2 days ago, I am not the same. What? Anyways, my brain seems liberated, my consciousness greatly expanded, and my spiritual siddhis highly fine-tuned. Everything has come so alive, so vibrant. I feel so much more attuned, alert, and aligned without having to do anything. It's like being online to God and how our brain and connection to source was intended to be. Further, I feel like I am now inaccessible to the mind control subliminal programming. That part really stood out to me because it seems like these people focus a lot on mind control and if they feel like they have to do things to prevent it from happening to them, that in turn means that they believe that it exists and quite potentially are trying to perform mind control on other people. Yeah, this whole thing about her skull being elongated and to be more like an alien is very bizarre, but let's just keep going. As I looked up, even like Arcturian, the number 11, this is going to keep coming up. It's going to come up a lot. It's going to come up constantly. It's very weird. The meaning and significance they put behind the number 11, I don't particularly get it. But again, what do we see? The same, you're going to see the same.
You guys give me a second. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, but I'm going to let this continue to play. And then we're going to go into exactly why she's going through this. And now these gods that, well, they call themselves gods. A lot of different religions, they worship these lowercase g so-called gods. And it gets really deep, guys. Like there's a lot of people that are very high up in the ranks that all worship these things. So I know I see the direction that she's going in. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let it play though.
Same word.
Plus, I'm gonna make it for that way. I'm gonna share the StreamYard link, and then you guys could join in and give your opinions. Let me know what you think. Anything that you guys can come up with that would help us get closer to the boys and finding out what happened to them. You guys, please feel free. Don't be shy to just click that link and join on in. And let's discuss things. Let's go over a lot of stuff.
Word to everything. The number 11, Arcturian, aliens, Gaia, all of it. It's just on all of the book. Let's just focus for right now on Trezelly West and Natalie Brothwell. These are from their posts or what they've spoke about on their posts that I've, researched for myself to figure out what all of this really means. So we've got the Arcturian Starseed mission, and basically they have incarnated on the planet with the intent of helping in the transition of the new Earth and mankind's ascension. Doesn't that seem a lot like exactly what Trezelly was commenting about, or on the post he was commenting under? It's basically the exact same thing. And then when we go on to Natalie's books, this is from her Facebook page, the one that's currently still up. It says what? Soul journeying, shamanic tools for so here we go with shamanic again. And then of course you see the 111 right there, but we'll get into that. She does a lot of sneaky things. Natalie Wood putting it 3 times and instead of the 4, and it's just so much. But as a matter of fact, before we even get into that, while we're still on there, this lady right here, right? This is the same one. The Grace Solaris Arcturian High Council. So she has so many pages. And they're all on what Arcturian, Akashic, and basically it's more of the same weirdness. So, Juju marrying of the divine feminine and masculine art. So, you guys can check this. If you just type in Grace Solaris, you're going to see so many. And let me look at the aliens and look at this is what she really pushes this agenda. And she's very active on the amount that she posts. It's interesting, I guess, in its own way, just to, see, I guess that's what she's talking about with the elongating of her skull. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me, but and when you look at her website address, what do you notice? Grace Elohim. That's the same word, the same name that Trezelly was pushing. So they are all pushing the same agenda. If we go back to the photos, we'll see here.
Okay, see, that's where it gets a little confusing. Every Christian knows the name Elohim. Elohim means, it's a Hebrew word for God, the living God. That's Yahweh, Jesus Christ, Elohim, stuff like that, right? So the name Elohim is a Hebrew name for the living God. And I mean, we could go deep, guys. We'll go deep into the Bible if we need to. Kimmy, that is Crenshaw Incorporated. We're checking out a couple of her videos, part 1 and part 2. Okay, let me see. I've never heard of the name Elohim being used for the little gods as well. I've never heard of that. They could put like an S on it for like gods. I guess that's true. You could, but I've never heard of it like being said like that. Elohim. We'll go through it, check it out. But hey, Danny, if you want, I'm gonna share the link. Boom, there's the link. If you want, come on in. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like how come they have a brand new motorhome, a brand new car? Smelly, Trezelly, and Wacky Jacky. Plus, we need to look into that brother too, man. We need to dig even deeper into that brother. So let me see here. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up there and then let's go through it again. Here we go.
This is a person. Now, this is what I've already exposed as being a scam of a GoFundMe account, but I digress on that for now. This was posted by someone who I guess knows Natalie, and she posted, of course, the scam of the GoFundMe and says, for any of you who knew Natalie Brothwell from Ascension, her 2 beautiful children were brutally murdered by their father. Please consider donating money to this family. Now, the thing about this is, for one, why would I mean, it's really insulting that this random Wendy person, she mentions Ascension as if it's just a spin class, right? As if they're not talking about aliens ascending from the sky and, having brains of an alien. And, she wants to automatically and immediately just blame the husband. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
All right, so Rock E. Shepherd. I put his comment or her comment. I'm not sure who that is. Sorry about that. On the screen, some people worship Elohim or Bel. Very true. And then somebody else left the comment and said Elohim, Old Testament God. I'm looking for that comment. Who wrote that? So I have a question. The God from the Old Testament is the same as the living God of the New Testament? Or are people, could Trezelly and them be making it seem different, that the God of the Old Testament is the God of the Old Testament and then there's a new God of the New Testament? What do you guys think about that? hold on real quick, guys. Let me add Danny to the stream.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, cool.
Hey, everybody, that is Danny. You guys make sure you check out her YouTube channel as well. Where can they find you at, Danny? Is it right here on this one?
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I wasn't paying attention.
Your channel is this one that you're on right now, right? The Danny?
Yeah, it's youtube.com/c/Danielle Leo Goddess.
Okay.
If somebody wants to type that in the chat.
Yeah, this is Danny, everybody. She has her channel. She's been going over some pretty important stuff over there as well, if you guys want to check her out. But what do you think about what Crenshaw's talking about, Danny?
Well, see, she's exposing like a really dark side of the occult, but there's also a lot of occult knowledge. Like the word occult just means hidden from sight. I actually went over that a little bit on my channel last night. And I also discussed the science of natural law, which is also a very occulted piece of information. And so it's not all negative. Like, I just want people to know that just because you hear that word, or you know what I'm saying? Like, some of these teachings actually have a really positive side to them, which I think it's important for them to know that.
Right. Okay.
But the stuff that she's talking about, like all that Anunnaki stuff and everything, and I feel like he thinks he's some kind of like reptilian, like, I don't even know what he thinks. Like, we've tried to pinpoint exactly what it is he believes, and it's really hard to follow.
Okay, what do you know about that Anunnaki?
So according to the ancient Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki came here from another planet called Nibiru. And they came here to mine for gold, but they were lazy and they didn't want to do it. So according to the ancient teachings, they took our DNA and they manipulated it and added their DNA to it. So basically we were like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like primitive beings or whatever on the planet. And so they seen the humans, like the early primates, and they were like, oh, we can make them a little bit like us so that they'll be smarter and then they'll be able to be our slaves. But then the one brother gave too much of the alien DNA to us, supposedly. And then the other brother got mad, like, they're not supposed to be that smart. We have to destroy them. So then the first brother was like, no, I'm not going to destroy my creation. And it's like this whole big, drama because of that. But
is that a part of that whole Nephilim story?
No, the Nephilim is different. I mean, okay. It could coincide and be the same thing ultimately, but the Anunnaki story is from ancient Sumeria, and then the Nephilim is from the Bible. So it's two different stories that could be the same thing, but not necessarily.
Okay, now the reason why we're going over this, guys, is because Smelly, Trezelly, and Wacky, Jacky are crazy people. And so when you're dealing with crazy people, you got to go down a crazy road. It's not that, Crenshaw is crazy or something like that. I see a few comments in here. It's just that's the road she has to go down because that's what they study. That's
Let me tell you something. This is the last thing that Crenshaw would ever believe in for herself. She is not she does not subscribe to all these ideas. Like, this is very, very new to her, and this is just where the information is taking her. And I can attest to that because she's had to call me and be like, what is up with this? Because I am naturally attracted to this kind of information. I want to know everything that there is to know, whether it's good, bad, whatever. That way I can be prepared with like all of the knowledge that there is available, but she's like not into this kind of stuff. So it's really taken her a lot to even accept that it's a possibility for somebody else to believe in it. But that's just simply where it's going.
Right.
That's not our fault.
I know there's a lot of stuff that I'm finding and I'm like, what the freak is this? It's crazy. It's crazy. Some of this stuff will make you feel like you're going crazy and you're not. So
there's a lot of sick people in the world.
Okay, so when Trezelly is talking about Elohim, right? There are a lot of Christians will use the word Elohim when they're referring to God, but now I'm finding out that can mean different gods with an S on the end, right?
I'll tell you exactly what the word Elohim means because I've studied this in Kabbalah. The Elohim is a feminine plural form of the Hebrew word God, but it means, because El would be God, and usually El refers to also the planet Saturn. So that's a whole other sidetrack thing, though. But and then Eloah would be plural, or I mean, sorry, a singular feminine, meaning goddess. Elohim is a plural feminine, meaning gods and goddesses. So when they use the word Elohim, that means male and female gods and goddesses.
Okay, Q Carlock, where are you going? You going to join? You can join us. Wow, that's what that means, huh? Okay. Gods and goddesses. Now, do those demons require child sacrifice?
That's a whole thing that I had never heard. Like when it comes to the Anunnaki, I know that Crenshaw pointed out something about they have like a goddess who was into child sacrifice. I never heard that in like the stories from Zachariah Sitchin. And it's because he's like one of the main writers who tried to decode like the ancient Sumerian texts and stuff. And I had never personally heard that, but I haven't studied like that deep into it either. You know, I've just kind of like gotten a gist of the storyline and whatnot. So I never heard of that. But I mean, I'm sure that if you take a certain kind of person with that in their heart and then they want to look at the stories and interpret it their own way, I'm sure that they absolutely could find something to interpret that that's what they need to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. All right. Well, I know you can't stay on too long. Did you want to go over anything else while you're here and bring up anything?
No, I mean, if people want to go subscribe to my channel, and I'll be dropping like all kinds of different esoteric information, but I want to keep it more on like the light side and teach people like the positive, you know, secrets of all the secret societies and all the ancient teachings and all that stuff.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
So if people are interested in this kind of stuff, then I'll have more of this kind of stuff on my channel for sure. But like I said, the positive side of it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make sure to check out Danny. She's been involved with the case for a very long time as well. She has good content. She just got her channel up and going not too long ago, though. Started posting as a creator, so she's doing good. You guys might want to check her out. Yep.
All right, I'll let you go.
Okay, thank you, Danny.
Talk to you later.
All right, see you later. Criminality, good to have you in here. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link right here. So, this is the road that it's on right now, guys, because this is the stuff that they study. This is the stuff that they're involved in. Patty and Pink. If you want to as well, Patty, feel free to join on the link. Come on in and, you know, explain anything that you feel like you need to, you know, explain to everyone in here that might not know certain things. It is some very weird stuff. Now, I do know that a lot of different religions out there, they do child sacrifice. They've been doing it for years and years and years, guys. And a lot of people are afraid to even talk about stuff like this because they're afraid that people are going to say, hey, that person's crazy for talking about that. And I'm starting to think that this needs to be talked about a lot more, because there's just way too many kids that are vanishing daily. Yeah, there you go, Heather, for sure. Daily, these kids are just vanishing without a trace. And it seems like, it almost seems like law enforcement will not really want to do too much with certain cases. And then there's some cases where they just go all out war. Everybody is involved. But then you have cases like here with our boys. Yeah. That's not, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, you guys see what's going on. You guys all watched what's going on. So I'm going to hit play on Crenshaw's video real quick. You guys keep in mind, we're not watching the whole video of part 1. I don't think there's that much left to go on part 2. I don't know. We'll see it right now.
But I don't like any of it. I really just don't. When we go back to Trezelly, because this is from the page, the Terror Papers. I'll put a link to the Terror Papers so that you guys could see in its entirety the link that Trezelly had shared. Because it's a lot to go through. And I just was going over it for weeks now, like wondering what this man was really thinking and if there's any clues as to what he did based on these outlandish beliefs. But every time I go across and, read it, I find, certain sentences that just make my blood go cold. And the one I underlined right there is disappearances and abductions, particularly of women and the youngest children, will increase. And it's so weird, isn't it, that they, had all 6 children, but only the youngest children, in this case, were, according to them, they called it an abduction. It was a disappearance, an abduction. Honestly, it was neither or, because we know based on the cameras that it wasn't. But it's literally what, and this is taken from a book that he's been pushing, the Terror Papers. So yeah, that's that. The last thing I want to really get into is this. I have been trying to figure out if there's a name for this cult that they believe in, right? If there's a name for this religion that they believe in, because there's clearly way too many coincidences. It's not a coincidence at this point anymore. I'm pretty sure that we are all able to agree with that, right? I mean, we have the same exact terminology and the same beliefs by 2 people who just so happen to have just 2 children, well, either dead or missing. Potentially, we don't know what happened to the youngest 2 because, unfortunately, nobody in law enforcement has really taken the case seriously enough to actively investigate in the way that they should. But that's not something I'm going to get into at the moment. I just want to go over what I believe the religion is that they believe in. And I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is it realism? I don't know, however it's pronounced. Realism. I'm not sure. But this is basically a UFO religion that, from what I can tell, are atheists and worship aliens. It says the aliens believe in intelligent design for atheists. So they believe that there's no God other than the aliens. And how dark it gets, that's what I'm still researching. In addition to some other very, very uncanny coincidences, 2 other horrific cases of people that seem to have the same exact belief system. So just to kind of recap so far, we've got.
Hey, what is that, Heather? Cabal Jamal. Where's that at? Where did I find that at? Here on YouTube or what? Sorry, guys. I had to answer Heather real quick.
Got, Trezelly West, right? Let's see, here we go to with this lady with the numbers 11, 11, 11. Okay, whatever they have, whatever that is, right? And we've got the shamanic journeying, which is basically the belief of them being able to channel energy and go to another. Basically, they could channel spirits and be guided by these gatekeepers of another galaxy. That's something that Trezelly West and Natalie Brothwell, for sure, focused very much of their what they believe in on, from what I can tell. And then we have the moon. I didn't even really get into that one too much. I'm gonna, in part 3, there will be a lot more on the, their references of the moon and basically how they worship the moon and the worship of aliens. So you guys can let me know what you think about this. I mean, this may not be the exact religion that if that they are, because there's a couple other things that I came across that were kind of, honestly, kind of creepy, but but this is the one that makes the most sense to me. So you guys let me know what you think. Do you think that this is the religion that they believe in? Do you think that it's something else? What do you think about these connections? Do you think it's just some type of a coincidence? Or
All right, so that's basically it with part 2. That's Crenshaw Incorporated. If you guys want to check her out, check her out. Q Carlock is on. What's going on, Q?
What's up, baby?
What's going down? What you think about all this? You got anything you want to add?
Oh my God, Steve. So, I can't resist. If you call me out, I'm coming up. But honestly, I haven't see, I can go here. I can get with this. I love true crime and horror and all that good stuff. So my brain can comprehend this, but I haven't
Right,
really gone there with the boys. I didn't open that door. You know what I mean? Same thing with
right,
Summerwell. I didn't open the door to the church and the cult, but I never ruled it out because you know what? Shit happens. And this is a
right,
crazy world we live in. And these facts y'all bring in. When Crenshaw found the little map he did and now all this stuff, I be tuning in. So I'm following y'all, but I don't know what to think, Steve. What the
right,
hell?
right. Yeah, infamous truth teller. If you want to join us, come on in. This is the road that it's leading on. I mean, this is all stuff that Trezelly would post about and put on his Twitter and different things like that. It's a it's a crazy road to be on, but I mean, you gotta go down it. You
Yeah,
gotta fall behind their little crazy breadcrumbs and find out exactly what they were up to and what happened.
yeah.
Somebody's asking. I see you over here spamming the chat, Raider 81. I don't know what happened to Mr. Hollywood, but
Huh?
yeah, I don't know. Asking about the chief. I do hear that there's a few things that might be happening here soon, but I really don't know anything else.
He's been quiet, yeah. Everybody's
Yeah,
been, all the law enforcement's been quiet on this thing unless you go digging for it. They're not updating or putting anything
yeah.
new out.
So that's the thing, guys. Like Danny was saying, it doesn't matter like what we believe. It matters what Trezelly and
Yeah,
Jacqueline believes, and they believe in some pretty crazy stuff, And
yeah,
there's a lot of people that believe what they believe. To each his own.
yeah, yeah. But their kids are missing, so we have to look at what they believe in and try to understand it and how it might factor into where these babies are. Totally.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Thank you. What do you think, Steve?
I've always thought from the beginning. I mean, as soon as the first time when I went out there to that house, you feel like just a negative energy around that house. It's just nasty.
Mm.
It's just it doesn't feel right. And then looking at Trezelly and Jacqueline both in their only interview they ever did, just something wasn't right with their whole story and what was going on with them. It just none of it made sense. And then when I seen them that day over there in Bakersfield, you know, walking with the trench coats and those sticks, whatever they were,
looking crazy. Yep.
looking crazy as all hell. For some reason, like I don't know. I guess ever since I was a kid, you know, I always get these feelings off of people, and it usually comes out to be true. And so that day when I seen them, I knew like, yo, there's something not right with them. They're like in some type of cult. You get what I'm saying? Like a cult. It's just something really disturbing about them.
Interesting.
And yeah, and it's bothering me a lot because it's like, okay, well, how are these kids, not just the boys? Listen, there's a lot of kids that just vanish. No one's seen a thing. No one. Right. No one's coming forward. No one's saying nothing. It's like hush, hush.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, boom, the parents go from not having no money to having money. It's like, what is going on here? That's great. Yeah, that's crazy. It's craziness. Let me add
Steve, I'm gonna address something real quick in your chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pink. Oh, Patty and Pink, I don't know why you're surprised to see me here. I've been following AV forever, honey. I always pop in. But anyway, it says, Q Carlock, have you made up with Tiffany Marie yet? Surprised to see you here.
Oh, wait. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't really pay attention to all that. So
exactly.
Yeah, we just want to talk about the boys. What is that? What happened there?
It's not about Tiffany Marie, Patty. This is not about her. And we need to stay on topic. But there will be no making up there. Oh, and I've always been here for Steve. So there you go.
Hi, Q.
Hi, baby. Who's that? I'm on a different screen.
You?
That's Truth.
She knows who I am.
Hey, so what do you,
baby? Hi.
What do you think about all of this in Famous?
I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past Trezelly. They're strange. They're a whole nother kind of breed.
You can't put it past. That's true.
Guys, look, I know it seems crazy, but this is them. They are crazy.
And he used to walk around with his sticks. Remember, they said that he used to have his sticks, and he used to be by himself, like flinging them around with his mask and all that.
And the ice cream the ice cream shop that's ran out of their house. You know, so that stuff is all real. People they can order. They call special orders. Oh, let me have 2 chocolate scoops. Let me have 3 chocolate scoops of ice cream. Stuff like that. Like that stuff is real. It really happens. And it's like, wow, what can we do? What can we do? Not one person is not going to be able to solve this. A handful of us, it's going to take a lot of us to be together as one to put these pieces to this puzzle together. They can't come after everybody.
Yep. I think they need to look at the dad too, at Philip, because he's a strange one too, because the way he's just always on his bike roaming around, and all these addresses that just seem to, correlate with each other somehow, some way. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes that I think that if we don't go deep, we won't find out.
Yeah. Can't be afraid to go down every avenue. If it's how they believe, I mean, it's no different than Donald Wells having a past of, and not to go off topic, but this is relative, having a past of SA. Well, we have to consider that when his 5-year-old daughter is missing. You got to look at everything.
Yeah.
Right. And why? Okay, we're up at what, 125,000 or something like that, right, for the reward?
Yeah.
How come not even their family, no one is talking about this? No one is coming out saying, I need that 125,000. They didn't live in no mansion, guys. They live in the ghetto. They live in the hood. They live in a rundown freaking house. You guys seen the house. That will really help them out.
Generations of dysfunction.
Yeah.
Generations
no
of
one
dysfunction.
wants to come forward. Yeah.
It's a secret. You can't let it out no matter what. Too many people will go down is what I'm thinking, because that's a lot of money, Steve. 125.
And that money won't go nowhere if they all are locked up, though, too.
Yeah.
If somebody were to bring it out, then they're going to be considered accomplices or hiding. You know what I mean? Or like hiding that information, and so that money actually probably wouldn't be any good if somebody were to tell on the other one. After knowing for so long or knowing information, I would imagine. I don't know.
Right. Guys, look, I really don't know. I'm reading through the comments. I don't know about, like, I guess, drama that's been going on. A lot of it. I guess there's something going on. Not sure what it is, but
you're not missing anything, babe.
Yeah, I'm sorry that
Yeah,
if
you're not
anybody
missing
feels upset that Q is on here. I mean, I usually open the platform to
Q's already
anyone
shown herself, and she's already shown her
comes
hand,
on,
and her
guys.
hand
So
is legit. So
All the receipts are there. And I've
yeah,
been
but
here.
I mean, we're trying to stay focused on the boys. Look, I fell
Right.
for that trap before with those other bozos, and I'm not doing it no more. There's some people that literally try to destroy this case with the boys, and we cannot allow that. They cause so much crap.
drama. It caused everybody to turn on each other, and nobody was trusting
left
one
and
another.
right, left and right, and everybody was just talking about them and what's going on with them and blah blah blah. No,
And
we need
it was
to
taking a lot of time away from the case, from the boys, from actually
Yeah.
probably could have had some success finding out more information.
Well, there's somebody here on the chat. What was that person's name? 818 or something like that, or 81. M Raider. If you want M Raider, join the stream. I mean, you have some information, right? Didn't you write that? Did you have information about the boys, or I seen a comment on here where somebody said they had information and stuff like that. If you have information, come on the stream and let's talk, because pretty much everybody that is here on this stream, there might be a handful of people that are here for the wrong reasons, that are being silent, just watching, but pretty much everybody else is here because they love the boys and they want to find out what happened.
Exactly.
I mean, we're going on.
I think it's just truly disappointing that how people want to destroy, for some reason, want to put so much salt and so much chaos in this case. I don't understand it. It's two little boys that need to be found regardless of the situation. And I don't understand why people want to, wreak havoc in this case. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
It's what they do, clearly. If Steve is giving his example on a totally different case, but it's the same shit. Haters being haters and trying to take the attention off the good stuff. And now we're going through it with Summer Wells. It just shows character. It's what they do. It's okay.
Blue Ivy. Hey, Blue Ivy. How you doing? Hey, Patty. I'm sorry you feel that way. God bless you and thank you for being here. I'll refund your money. It's all right. Look, I don't want the drama here on the channel. Right. So if anybody feels a certain way, like it shouldn't be taken out on me. I don't know.
No, it shouldn't.
It's like what they did with me. Remember AV with Kimmy, whatever. She was chasing me around in all the other chats, and finally she shut down. She stopped doing it, but she was chasing me around in every single channel that I would go on, and they finally kind of shut her down because she was trying to cause a lot of chaos.
Let me see. We have is Smelly and Wacky still living in Cal City? So Smelly and Wacky, they have been spotted in Cal City multiple times. They'll drive over there in their brand new car or motorhome, and they'll check on the property, and they might stay a few hours and then they leave. So yeah. If you guys can,
how do they get that money for the RV and the new car?
You tell me.
That's crazy.
You tell me. That's what we're trying to find out. We're trying to find out, and people are being so hush hush.
Yeah.
Like their fam Jamal, really. He has the platform. He knows people. I mean, he could really be pushing this out there even more, but he doesn't.
With the NAACP, right?
NAACP, but he doesn't. Why is that?
He had affiliation with that 954, didn't he? Too, but he was pushing people to contact him before they even had the case.
Exactly. He was in contact with that cop way before they even had the case.
Weird.
So I don't know, man. I just don't know. But I do know that we're coming up on a year mark The boys are still gone.
Yeah. And we don't have a 911 call yet.
I'm
Nothing.
hoping, and I'm crossing my fingers and having a little bit of faith that maybe that it's a circumstantial case, and that they're just making sure their ducks are in a row because you have to have, if it's circumstantial evidence, you have to make sure all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed to be able to bring an arrest, because if you have anything that doesn't fit, that they can get off.
And now here, and then check this out. So for every other case, right, let's just say like, different cases, they release these 911 calls. Even when it's an active investigation, they still end up releasing these 911 calls. Every call is recorded, regardless they call 911 or not. They called even just a regular number. You still hear that beeping sound in the background. It's still being recorded. They don't want to release nothing.
Nothing. Nope.
Nothing at all. They know that we have the copy from that day of, from Mike's house to neighbor's house, that video, right? But how come they haven't released their copy? They would have a clear copy because they extracted it right from the DVR. Mine, I had to record with my phone to the TV.
Didn't Crenshaw talk to a 911 or somebody at the 911 operator? Didn't she talk to somebody and she didn't realize that they weren't going to release it? And she gave a time. I think she gave a time that was a little discrepant. It was
they gave 2 different times or something like that.
And then she was like, "I'm sorry, we can't release it," after she got back off of being on hold or whatever. And she's like, "I'm sorry, but we can't release it because of the reminders, or they were foster children or something."
Yeah. Hey,
but
Jen,
she had already gave her information, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she told her the time and everything. She said it had all these special like notes on it. Like she never, even the dispatcher said, "I've never seen a call recorded like this. It's got little notes on it, like cop notes or whatever." But the bottom line was it was a different time, and the call doesn't exist right now to us. It's weird.
Doesn't. Yeah, you're right. Tina, okay, there are a lot of people, unfortunately, that likes to play games with missing kids. So they'll call and they'll say, "Hey, I got information. I could tell you this. I could tell you that." And, you wouldn't believe how many times, I've myself personally drove hundreds of miles to go meet someone that either didn't show up or they'll show up with some BS that just doesn't make sense.
You had chased fake
leads, all kinds of
fake
stuff.
leads. Remember with the chalk on the board on the sidewalk?
Yep. That chalk on the sidewalk. And I don't know if you guys seen that video the other day. Who was that lady? I forget. She covered the story of the boys, and she said the boys were in the backyard playing with their dog Chalk.
They actually said
the nation. That was the missing.
Right.
Something nation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they said they were back outside playing with the dog Chalk.
Outside in the backyard playing with the dog Chalk. The dog Chalk is that pit bull that he was walking that day.
Yes,
which throws their whole story off, because you guys see too that dog doesn't allow you to go near the fence or the gate or nothing like that, right? So the boys were in the backyard playing with that dog, Chalk.
So how the hell?
Nobody just walked up to that backyard and took those boys.
And then the newscast, the news briefing or whatever was 2 days after the kids were already missing, which is it's an awfully long time to come out and say something. If they're missing and they just disappeared, don't you think it should be more urgent to contact the media? I would imagine. I don't know.
No, that's it might be something small, Glassman. Chalk, I don't think it's the chalk like you have spelled here. It's like short for like chocolate chalk.
Yeah. Or like shaka. Like shaka, like the reggae.
Or something like that, right? They basically made fun of when people started saying they're in the backyard playing with chalk. So all of a sudden they go in the backyard, they throw a couple pieces of chalk on the concrete, okay? Because there was no chalk back there before. No. None. We have pictures, we have video from the drone.
And they were 2 different colors of chalk.
2 different colors, and then at the park,
make the narrative make sense, but they know damn well should have come out and explained, "Hey, chalk, not chalk." They never cleared that up.
They never cleared.
And that chalk was
of it.
strategically placed, like right where it would look like toddlers were playing with it, but it wasn't there in the beginning.
Yeah, they were messing with this from the first day. Even out there in the middle of the night at that park in Bakersfield, when we got sent out there on that wild goose chase, me and a friend of mine, midnight out there. You guys remember that? We were live that night.
I remember it.
And the same colors of chalk that they had at the house were the same colors of that flower that somebody drew out there at that park.
Yeah,
I remember like a yellow and blue or something, pink and something else. But they've been playing games the whole time, and I don't understand how these cops haven't arrested them for nothing.
So, Steve, when this recently, they arrested the cops of Isabella Kalua out of Hawaii, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought about the boys, and I thought about Summer. You know, you think about all the babies when stuff happens, but I thought about it because she was missing for 2 months. They called the search off after about a week. And now,
one second, I'm sorry. Blue Ivy, thank you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Good looking out, Blue Ivy.
Yeah, good looking out.
They called it off after a week. And 2 months later, they show up at the adoptive parents' home again, where this all started. I'm talking about guns blazing, riot gear, flashbangs. And now those two are arrested 2 months later. So
wait, say it again. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Sure. This is Isabella Kalua out of Hawaii. So she's been missing for 2 months. And it started like all the rest of the cases. Where are they? You know, where is she? What happened? The foster parents, adoptive parents knew nothing, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Now, what's happening is she is still missing, but 2 months later, the adoptive parents are arrested. Not only are they arrested, but when the cops went out, they went out in full riot gear with the flashbangs and everything and arrested these people. Turns out they've been building circumstantial evidence the whole time. For 2 months, these people lied to us and we've been looking and crying, but the cops, they knew something. They just didn't have enough yet. And now they got them. So is this the same situation for Summer?
That's crazy. And then, you know, and like how the Chloe or what was her name? Cleo or Chloe from Australia, the little girl that they found that was 7 minutes away from her own house. Yeah. And they had her for 2 weeks or whatever. That's crazy.
Are they building circumstantial evidence for these cases, or do they really not know anything? That's the question.
And you know what I don't like is when that detective said, you know, it's like going down one hallway and then opening the door and going down another hallway and then going down another hallway. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? You know, me personally, it made me mad.
Yeah, they're not going to do that, Sophia. We have tried doing that. That just keep saying, it's an open investigation. Wow. You guys want to see another crazy case that involves some super corruption within the police department and everything else like that, the Christian Smart case. And this is still an active case that Paul is actually working on as well. Mm-hmm. They just came out with the article of the Christian Smart. I spelled her name wrong. Sorry about that, guys. But here is this case right here.
Look,
I'm
going to be frank with you. You are missing out on hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million.
My name is Sheriff Ian Parkinson. I'm joined here.
You guys might want to also, take a look into this case years later, even though Paul and Arpad and them, they went out there and they located her body. They told the cops exactly where her body was. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Nothing. They did nothing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely nothing. Same with Monique Figueroa out this way. Proof, evidence was handed to them. Here you go. This is where she's at. Did it do anything? No. Her body is still up in the mountains in Juniper Hills. Multiple pieces buried here and there. Why? Because we don't have the manpower. We don't have this and that. We don't have this and that. Whatever the crap is, But
can I just say hi to Criminality real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Just want to say hi, Criminality. It's nice to see you because I kind of I assisted in, the name that I'm not going to say, but he was trying to do a welfare check on her, and I actually called. I tried to intervene with that, so she, like, he wasn't messing with her. But I'm just glad to see her here and that she's not,
Right.
I'm just glad to see her. So it's good to see you, Criminality.
So here's this thing. Trezelly and Wacky must have dirt on someone high up. Either they have dirt on someone. I don't think they do, but I think somebody high up is involved. I do think that. I do believe that someone that is high up is involved.
With the boys or with this case, Steve?
With the boys.
Okay,
yeah, with the boys.
Okay.
Let me see here. Somebody wrote that Jacqueline was pregnant at the time the boys went up missing.
I didn't hear that.
Do we know that for a fact, or?
I think Jacky didn't want the boys. I think she just wanted her kids, and I think that she felt like, I think my gut feeling I've been feeling lately is that she didn't feel like she signed up for that. Like, they might have, might be a monetary value, but I feel like Trezelly was more signing up for the money, and Jacqueline went along with it. You know what I mean? And maybe she was like, I'm not with this, and we're all looking at Trezelly, but we got to look at her too just as much, because she might have just been like, look, I don't want these boys, I don't want them. I want my kids, and that's it.
That is correct, Gail. That is exactly when that piece of chalk popped up, was when that Maria lady went over there to the house in California City. But what about this pregnant thing?
I heard about that, Steve, but I have no facts on that one.
Yeah, do we know this for a fact?
She didn't look pregnant when they've seen her when she stopped at the house lately, have they? I mean, has anybody said that she looked chunky, or you know what I mean? Because she would have been either just had a baby or about ready to have the baby if that were true, right?
It's been almost a year. Yeah, we would have seen something, but they've been in hiding. Shit, I don't know.
Heather, put the link again in the chat, and I'll see if I could click on it. It might not let me open it. But if you can, put the link in the chat. I'm going to hit play real fast in this video real quick, guys.
Okay.
Basically by the president of Cal Poly, Jeff Armstrong. I want to begin today, or we're beginning here today, because this is where it all began on the campus of Cal Poly University. On May 25th, 1996, this was the last place that Kristen Smart was seen alive. It has been 24, almost 25 years since Kristen went missing. 24 years without a resolution.
Steve,
until
can
today.
you turn the volume up a little bit?
I'm here this afternoon to announce the rest.
I thought it was just mine. Doing that. Yeah, it's turned up max.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
I see something there. Yeah, no, it's turned up all the way. Can you guys hear that? Or I think it's just the way they recorded it. I thought I was tripping right now. Like, is that my headset acting up, or?
No, it's not you. It's just probably recorded low. We're good though. We can hear it. We just have to listen.
Let's check it out real quick.
For the murder of Kristen Smart and the arrest of his father, Ruben Flores, as an accessory to the murder. I'm going to start just with a little timeline for those who may not follow this completely. So how did we get here? It's been a long process. Kristen Smart was a 19-year-old freshman Cal Poly student in May of 1996. She was last seen on May 25th of 1996 at approximately 2 a.m. near the intersection of Perimeter and Grand Avenue, which is right over my left shoulder, as she walked home from an off-campus party. Kristen was last seen with Paul Flores, also a 19-year-old freshman that walked her home from the party. Kristen never returned to her dorm room that night and has not been seen or heard from since that time. She was reported missing to the Cal Poly Police Department on May 28, 1996. Cal Poly Police handled the initial investigation into her disappearance with the assistance of investigators from the San Luis Obispo County District Attorney's Office. On June 26, 1996, about a month later, the San Luis Sheriff's Office assumed the lead investigation in the case. We have actively investigated the case since that time. We have received assistance from the FBI, California Department of Justice, numerous other law enforcement agencies throughout the state of California, and actually out of the state of California. I introduced Detective Cole for a reason. About 4 years ago, the Board of Supervisors, and I think the chair of the board, Lynn Compton, is here, granted a request that I had for a unsolved cold case detective. Many of our cold cases are actually assigned to our detectives in addition to their normal caseload, and Kristen's was one of those cases. Kristen's was one of the cases that I targeted for this position, and after granting that position, Detective Cole assumed that position and has been working on Kristen's case since then. Throughout our investigation, Paul Flores has remained a person of significant interest. There's been some discussion of what is a person of interest versus a suspect, and it's really a matter of terminology. When a crime occurs, everybody involved in that area could be a person of interest until they're ruled no longer of interest, either through alibi, through witness, through physical evidence. But Paul remained as a person of interest, and as the case progressed, became a suspect and the prime suspect of the case. So I became sheriff in 2011.
You did it. You ended up doing it yesterday.
A complete review.
Yeah, it's a buddy of mine who helped me from the beginning on it.
Okay.
To film school.
We can hear your call, babe.
In late 2016, we discovered additional evidence that confirmed that Paul was the suspect in the disappearance. In 2019, we interviewed several witnesses that had not been previously interviewed. And I'll say some of that information came to light through the podcast that many of you are familiar with, that was produced and eventually led to our interviewing that witness. And with the knowledge of the discovered of
different sheriff.
They're all crooked. The sheriff is named Ian Parkinson.
That's the Christian Smart one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And he's the sheriff, so everybody under him does what, his little minions. They lie, they do whatever. I mean,
okay.
We've seen him flat out lie. Like there's a witness who said, I think I saw him, digging a hole there.
Right.
And then he says, that's nothing. That guy lived 2 blocks away. Well, of course, we did follow up. No, he did live across the street. The guy that the cop just lied. The deputy sheriff just lied about it.
Right. Okay.
The whole thing is corrupt.
Yeah, no.
They know where she's at. I mean,
yes. Give me 1 second, guys.
There,
right.
And it's irrefutable scientifically, everything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But we got to get it to the deputy DA. He's a good guy, but he's been lied to. I mean, they say that Reuben and Paul, buried the body at Reuben's house. That's impossible.
Right.
Because
I know, sir. Right.
All the stuff I told you before. It's impossible.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me get back on this podcast, Paul. I'll give you a call as soon as I get off.
Okay.
All right. Okay, bye. Yeah, guys. So if you guys want to look into this case a little bit more, Christian Smart, there is some crazy stuff going on with this case, man. And pretty much
after all these years. But guys, listen, I'm starting to notice a pattern. When you see law enforcement not really do too much, or they might act like they are, but they're really not, there's something deeper going on. There's something a lot more deeper going on. And I'm telling you, almost every person I've talked to, either retired detectives, retired homicide detectives, whoever it is, they all say the same thing. Don't trust law enforcement. And I'm like
when they bring the big shot, like the top dog of the police department, to come and make a statement, it seems like that's when there seems to be a lot of corruption too. Like it just, I don't know, like when they bring the very top of the top, you know, to come and say, oh, well, this is what it was, and it really wasn't this, and it really wasn't that, and just to kind of throw everything off, you know. I think that's what it seems like to me.
It's a pattern. You can't help but acknowledge it.
Right. But guys, it's gonna take us to do a lot of digging, man. Like I said, it's crazy. I mean, there's a handful of us that look into the boys. You guys know that, but I think we all need to start just digging and digging and digging, and until we get answers. I mean, there's one lead that I'm on right now that seems promising. It seems promising, but I'm still waiting for this person to release something.
We need to put a tail on Jacky, and we need to find someone that'll tail them. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
go check on that house.
That's the thing. I mean, we could get
right.
People just don't. A lot of people don't have money just laying around where they could just.
I know, but it would be nice.
Pumping gas into their cars and driving everywhere.
Right. I know.
Right.
It would be nice though.
Smelly. What do I call him? What did I say?
Smelly Trezelly.
Yeah, Smelly Trezelly, and then somebody else came up with that. You know, Wacky Jacky. they just pop in and out of California City randomly. Like 1 second, they're there. Next 4 or 5 days to a week, 2 weeks, they're gone. So
somebody assists them in hiding. Somebody definitely is assisting them in being able to hide well after that. You know.
Yeah. And then, you know, they got that motorhome, they got this car. So I don't know, guys. But
I'm gonna get out of here, AV, because my kids are right here. So I'm gonna put them down to bed. Okay.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye, Q.
Bye, baby.
I have been doing that busy. I created a TikTok, and I've been putting the boys all over that thing. So
good.
I don't know. Anything that we can do to keep spreading awareness for the boys, man. I mean, what else can we do?
Nothing.
Little Miss Sunshine, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that.
Telling the story, and when we get some new info, we talk about that, you know, and just keep their names alive. It's all we can do, Steve, and you do that well, very well.
Yeah. So thank you. Guys, I need to verify some information from this person, and so far what this person's telling me and showed me, it seems pretty accurate, but I'm just waiting for one more thing. Now here's the thing, this is where I'm getting kind of hung up, is who do we trust?
Right.
We already put that cop out on blast, Hernandez. We put him out there on blast, right? So you don't think this guy's going to feel a certain type of way? You don't think that, you know, nowadays, you know, a lot of law enforcement has turned into feelings enforcement. You don't think he's going to feel a type of way? Like, I'm not going to listen to these freaking people. What is this shit that you're giving me? You know, maybe not want to answer our calls anymore. Who do we trust? Who do we go to?
Good question.
Anybody in the chat, do you guys know? You have any ideas? Who do we trust? Who do we go to?
It sucks to have to ask that question, but it's true. We don't know who we can trust. I'm still stuck at the fact that before the 911
Royal Blue. Sorry,
somebody
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said baby, take that somewhere else. It's so loud. I'm still stuck on the fact that that officer arrived in that yard, or whoever arrived initially in that yard, they got there before the 911 call, allegedly. So I still feel like right there is where it started. Trezelly called somebody he knew. Maybe they were on the force. I don't know. But that first car wasn't part of the actual chain of call 911, dispatcher sends out somebody.
Yeah.
That got there before that. So what's up with that?
Right. Rocky Shepherd, you're absolutely right. I know. That's something else I've been thinking about too. Patrol wrote to call like Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson, right?
Well, everybody has different opinions of those guys.
Yeah. That's kind of, you know, guys, I'm serious. Like, who do we talk to? Okay, because it seems like almost anywhere we try to go with any type of information, it just gets shot down. Or I don't know. I don't know. And I'm afraid to even put anything, or, you know, different people that could be coming forward, to even put them here online, because last time you guys all seen what happened to them, that person.
Get attacked.
Yeah. Attacked to the point where they don't want to even talk anymore. Where, you know, the person's job was, that person was about to get fired. I think she did get fired. I forget exactly what happened, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want, remember to check out that guy Joe that I was telling you about on Facebook. If you have a Facebook, let him know I sent you over there. Him and Gail, they have a pretty good idea. And so basically what he wants to do is he wants to contact a company, or he's trying to contact a company that will provide satellite images of the nights or the week before the boys came up missing of that house in Cal City, including Bakersfield. So yeah, and from the stuff that I looked into, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, you have to talk to that guy and talk to him and check him out. But his name is Joseph, Joseph. Last name is Wirkus, Wirkus, and that is on Facebook. He does not do YouTube, so if you have a Facebook, go check him out.
Okay.
And you'll know you're looking at the right profile. His picture is a white background. He has on a black long sleeve shirt, and it will also say Woodwind Media Group.
Media. Okay.
Matter of fact, he's live right now over there. I'm going to be getting off. I'm going to go to his live stream on Facebook. So I am going to be in there. Man, guys.
Thank you, Steve.
It's crazy what's going on, guys. And it's heartbreaking. We're coming up to a year mark. You guys just continue to pray for the boys and spread the word. And we haven't given up.
No, we haven't.
A lot of people have, but we haven't given up. Everybody here, 398 people, you guys are the ones that have not given up. And there's a lot of other people that might be asleep at home that's missing the live stream. They haven't given up. Nobody has forgot about the boys. If you guys can, put some blue hearts for our boys, guys, before we jump off this live stream.
I'm on my tablet. Somebody put some blue hearts in there for me, for these babies. Thank you so much, Steve. You have been on this since day one. I love you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too. Love you right back. Thank you.
Okay, I'll see you next time.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
Miss Gail, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for putting those blue hearts. Little Miss Sunshine, Tina. Thank you guys for, helping out with whatever you can, super chat wise. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Let me see. One Hot Nama. You guys make sure to check out One Hot Nama on Facebook. Do we have a link for Nama? Matter of fact, let me check something real quick. Hold on, guys. Before you guys jump off, let me go over here and check something real fast. If I still have this video saved. I'm not sure. I think StreamYard removed it. Just to refresh your memory, this is the conflict of interest. Remember that? You guys remember that when this was put out? So this guy was put on blast, right? Thomas Fernandez. And I really don't think he wants to talk to people. His partner, maybe, yeah, but not him. Yeah, there's something going on, Canton. Thank you again for doing that. Appreciate you. There's gonna be a get together out here in Lancaster this time. So instead of everybody driving out towards Bakersfield, there's gonna be something out here in Lancaster, California for the boys. You guys don't forget about Danny. You guys go check out Danny. And let me see here. I'm trying to find this video. Nam, are you still with us? Yeah, you know what? They removed it. I don't know why they did that for. I'll put it up again here on StreamYard. Little Miss Sunshine, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's really going to help us out a lot. I appreciate you doing that. And I love you guys. I thank you guys. And don't forget about Miss Jennifer Knowles as well. Nobles. Sorry about that. Let me post her what she just said right now. There's a raffle going on in honor of the boys also. So you guys might want to look into that. The raffle with sponsored by Quiche All Day. How's she doing, by the way? Let me see here. But yeah, guys, I'm feeling a lot better. If any of you guys were concerned about, me going to the hospital, I am feeling better. I do have a doctor's appointment I have to get to, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. So I don't know what the hell that was, but it hurt bad. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Yep, but thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. And hopefully we could go live again maybe tomorrow. So Trezelly and Jan don't have any friends or people. No, nobody's talking. Nobody that Trezelly and Jacqueline knows are talking. None of them. None of those people at all. All right, guys. I love you guys. It's AV.WATCHMEN United We Stand. See you guys real soon. Oh, before I forget, I will be uploading a video in the morning from Tracy and Teresa, their side of the story on what happened the night when Gloria Huerta was stabbed. And if anybody's looking for any of that information, I will be uploading that video, and we are still waiting for the sheriff's department to finish their, I guess they're working on some type of DNA stuff. So once they finish with that, then we'll have more information to put out there. According to them, everything is running real slow for them because of this whole COVID thing and them getting these mandates. A lot of them don't want to get the shot. A lot of them haven't got the shot, so it's slowing down a lot of work from what I understand. But all right, guys, I will see you soon. I'm out of here.